then tap on Shop and Earn, and you'll actually see a list of companies. These are world-known companies, international companies like Kinea. If you want to read a new book, you can go to Kinea and get a rebate. You can update your wardrobe with Zalora, or Cotton On, or Michael Kors. You can take a vacation using Malaysia Airlines, or Emirates, or Qatar. You can travel with the latest luggage from Tumi. You can get fit with Nike apparel and clothing and sports equipment. You can shop from home and get just about anything with Lazada and Shopee. In fact, we have more than 300 e-commerce websites. Whenever you use Myaladdizz, you use our link to go to that website. You pay in whatever way they accept. It could be an online payment, it could be credit card, it could be a mobile payment. Whatever that website accepts, you pay. You're going to get up to 10% back in gems. It could be 1%, it could be 2%, it could be 10%. Whatever they give us, we will return back to you in gems. And then we're going to give you a 40% rebate in reward points. So whenever you use it, you tap on the link in Myaladdizz, you go to the website logo, you tap on the link to go to that website. You may need to select your country. Sometimes a website like Lazada will have a lazada.sg, lazada.my, lazada.viet. You choose your local country, and then you buy from them just like you normally do. You'll get up to 10% rebate back in gems, which they give to us. When they give us that commission, we'll give it back to you as a rebate in gems. And then, even though you're spending money to them, we still give you a 40% rebate in reward points as well. So it's an incredible opportunity to earn on all your online shopping, not just with Myaladdizz. Now, some of you are asking, I heard you mention gems. I also heard you mention reward points. What's the difference between gems and reward points? Gems are stored in your wallet. If you tap on the Myaladdizz app and go to My Wallet in the bottom left of the screen, you tap on My Wallet and you can actually see your gem wallet. Gems are a fixed value. They never change in price. One gem is always going to be worth $1 in value. And the exciting thing is, if you're buying in Vietnam or other places, it will automatically convert local currency to gems for you. You can redeem them for products and services. In other words, every time you use gems, you can actually transfer them to a merchant in exchange for products and services. You can transfer them to another person as well. Maybe someone wants to get a new car or a new mobile phone and they don't have enough gems. Sell your gems to that person, and if you need some gems, you can actually buy them as extras. Gems can be transferred from person to person. And then there's something else that's very exciting. You know, most reward programs, if you use them, their rewards expire after maybe 1 month or maybe 1 year. But with Myaladdizz, your rewards never expire. Gems never expire. So how can you get your hands on some gems? You can actually get them from a merchant. Many merchants are accepting gems, and so they will have gems to sell. You can go to a merchant, pass them some cash, and they will actually give you gems in exchange. You can also get them from people who have extra gems. There are people who are collecting gems and selling them in the local market. And then you can get them from the app as well. Right now, if you buy them from the app, it's using USDT. You tap on top up, and you'll be required to purchase using USDT. Unfortunately for Vietnam, the gems are sold out in Vietnam, although Dr. Wong and Jenny do have some gyms available, and there are other places you can actually get gyms. But if you want to the app, if you're anywhere else in the world, you just tap on top up and use USDT to get gyms. If you're in Vietnam, you'll need to get them from another person who has extra gems. We also have a new feature which we just launched, only available in Vietnam. We will open it up to the rest of the world a little bit later. We're still in the initial launch of this new feature. You can actually buy and sell gems using these buttons inside the app. In other words, if someone has extra gems, they can tap the sell button and make those gems available for sale. If somebody wants to buy gems, they can tap on the buy button and the app will automatically match the buyer and seller together. The gems will be temporarily on hold by the app until both sides confirm that payment is made, and then they will be released. So it gives you some security, some protection to make sure. If you don't receive the gems or don't receive the payment, you just let us know. There's a 12-hour period that you have to accept, and then 24 hours to also acknowledge that you received those gems. And then if you still haven't received them, you let us know and we will take care of it for you. Now, in order to use this new feature, KYC is required. KYC is Know Your Customer. It's actually a process by which you take a photo of your passport or your government ID, and then you take a photo holding it, and also a piece of paper with Myaladdizz and the date. And you submit those to us. If you do everything properly and the photos are clear, it can be done almost instantly. If there's any problem because the photo wasn't clear, or you put the wrong date, or the passport picture doesn't match your photo, then it can take a bit longer, maybe even as long as a week or more. So it's important that you do it properly. When you use the buy and sell, you have to use USDT, and then you can also receive 100% in gems. The seller pays the fee. We actually have a special offer that we're looking at for the exchange rate for the fees, and you don't have any limits on buying and selling from the app. You can receive gems also by transfer. Someone can transfer gems to you, tapping on the scan to transfer. They scan your QR code. If you see in the middle of the screen here, there's a button called Receiving QR. All they do is scan your receiving QR code and they can transfer to you directly. They can also transfer you using their username. So if your name is Myaladdizz, which is our company name, you can't use that one. But if you were transferring to the company with Myaladdizz, then you would tap on transfer, type in Myaladdizz, you can transfer directly to us. Your username is chosen by you. The only restriction, the only limit is that you cannot use the word Myaladdizz, because we don't want people to get confused with the company. And then your QR code, if you want to receive, you can just tap on this button called Receiving QR, and your QR code will show up on your screen. You can safely top up gems using the buy and sell feature. If you do also exchange gems with a person, make sure you exchange them with someone that you trust, someone that you know, because just like anything else online, you don't do business with people that you don't know. It's risky. They may not give you the gems. So either use the buy and sell so that you're protected, or use it with a person that you know. If there is any dispute, do let us know immediately. And always check your account to make sure you receive the transfer. Now, that's about gems. So now we're going to talk about points. Reward points are stored also in your wallet. You tap on My Wallet at the bottom left corner of your Myaladdizz app. You tap on the Point Wallet and you will see your reward points. Reward points are also fixed value. That means they're also $1. So one reward point has the value of $1. Just like one gem also has the value of $1. But there's a difference. You cannot use reward points yet. You have to convert your reward points into gems. I'll tell you how to do that in a moment. And reward points are not transferable to another person. Finally, reward points also never expire. You can also multiply your gems so that you get even more reward points. If you convert gems to points, you tap on the My Wallet at the bottom left of the screen. Then you tap on Gem to Point, and we will multiply your gem into reward points. When you multiply, the first time you do that, the multiplier is 5. You're allowed to do it 6 different times only during the first year. The first time you convert gems to points, the multiplier is 5. The second time, it is also 5. And then it is 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So 5 times, 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, 1 time. If you add all those together, that means you can actually multiply your gems for up to 20 times in reward points. In other words, if I started out with 100 gems, I can have 2,000 reward points. If I started out with 1,000 gems, I could have 20,000 reward points. In other words, you can multiply up to 20 times, but only during the first year. So you use gems, and your gems get an 80% rebate in reward points. You can also convert your gems to points, and they will multiply by 5. So if I use my gems, I use 100 gems, I get 80 points. I use 1,000 gems, I get 800 points, 80%. If I multiply 100 gems multiplied by 5 the first time, will give you 500 points. Or 1,000 gems multiplied by 5 will give you 5,000 points. Remember, you can't use points. You have to convert your points over to gems. How do you convert your points over to gems? Every day you go in and you tap the lamp. So it takes time. Many of you have heard the story of Myaladdizz. The story is more than 500 years old. It comes from the Arabian Nights. And in the story, a young boy finds a magic lamp. And when he rubs the lamp, a genie pops out and gives him some wishes. The same thing happens with Myaladdizz. Every day, you can go tap the lamp. And when you tap the lamp, the genie will pop out and convert some of your gems points back to gems. So every day you tap the lamp, 0.2% of your points will convert to gems. So if I had 5,000 points, I would have 10 gems times 0.2. That means I would lose 10 points converted over to gems, and I get 10 gems into my account, which I can use. So every day you can actually earn 10 gems. After 180 days, it changes to 0.1%. And so every day you tap the lamp. Let's look at that again in a slightly different way. If you use gems, you redeem them with the merchant, you get an 80% rebate in reward points. If you multiply your gems, type in gems to points, you're going to be multiplied by 5 the first time. So 1,000 gems would become 5,000 points. Every day you tap the lamp and 0.2% of your gems converts to points. If I had 5,000 points, I would earn 10 gems. That means that my gems would increase by 10, my points will reduce by 10. So every day I tap the lamp and some of my gems move over to become points. So it's a very simple process, and you can do it again and again. When you receive new gems, you can either use them with a merchant and get an 80% rebate, or you can collect them, and when you have a large amount, compound them and multiply them so you get even more reward points. It's up to you. Now, just a reminder, you need to do KYC in order to get gems. Before May 31st, please do your KYC, because after May 31st, all gem transfers are going to require KYC. If you haven't done your Know Your Customer, your KYC yet, after May 31st, you will not be able to use gems with merchants. You won't be able to transfer them to other people. You won't even be able to get new gems. So you have to do the KYC. That's only a little bit longer than 1 week away. Everyone needs to do KYC. If you haven't done yet, tap on the top up button, and then you can see if you need to do KYC, it will ask you to do it. So tap on top up. If you want to top up in the future, you have to have KYC. If you want to use the buy and sell, you have to have KYC. If you want to transfer gems to someone else or to a merchant, you have to do KYC. If you want to receive gems, you have to do KYC. If you want to redeem gems with merchants, you have to do KYC. You only have to do it once. Once you do it once, you're okay. But it can take anywhere from 5 to 7 working days. So if you haven't done it yet, I suggest that you go do it today. Don't get caught, because if you do your KYC and it's not accepted, it can take up to a week of working days before you can be processed. And then you're stuck. You won't be able to use Myaladdizz to transfer gems to merchants or to anyone else. So do that immediately if you haven't already done so. If you want to know if you need to do it, tap on the button in your Myaladdizz app. If it asks you to do KYC, then you haven't done it yet. If it doesn't ask you to do KYC, then you're okay. You're already done. So just go into the app, tap on top up, and if it says you need to do KYC, then complete the process. If it doesn't ask you to do KYC, you're okay already. You only need to do it once. If you've already done KYC for your merchant application, you'll need to do it again. Merchants have to do KYC because the KYC to apply as a merchant is a different KYC as the one to exchange gems. Now, some of you are asking, why do I need to do this? It's because it's required by law. We have to implement this process. So if you haven't done the KYC, make sure you do it. It's a pretty simple process. You have to have a government ID. It can be a passport. It can be a government card. You must take a clear photo of it. And it has to show your name, and it also has to show your date of birth. So when you hold it, make sure you don't cover up your name. Make sure everything is that you can clearly see it. Hold it from the top and bottom edge so that it actually doesn't cover anything up. You can take a picture with your mobile phone, or you can scan it. Only JPEG or PNG files are accepted. The maximum file size is 5 megabytes. Don't cover any of your information. And sometimes if you hold it, there might be a small reflection. If there's a reflection and you cannot read the information, just tilt the card a little bit so that you don't have a reflection. If you cut and crop the image, make sure you crop the image. Don't cut off any information. And it has to be clear. It has to be colored. If it's not clear, then take the photo again until it's clear. You will also need to take a picture of yourself holding the ID And also holding a piece of paper that has today's date on it. It can't be tomorrow's date. It can't be last week's date. It must be the same date as you submit the KYC. And you have to do this before May 31st. If you don't do this before May 31st, you can't use it with merchants. You can't use Myaladdizz to transfer gems. You cannot receive gems. So please make sure you do that before the 31st. Now, some of you are asking, how can I convert my gems to points? How can I convert my gems to cash? How do I get money? Myaladdizz does not buy back gems. If you want to get money for your gems, you can sell them to a local merchant, or you can transfer them to a merchant for products and services. You can also sell them to another person. When somebody new joins Myaladdizz, they need gems to get started. And so you can actually sell them to someone that you introduce to the program. Or maybe someone wants to buy a new car or get a new mobile phone or get a designer handbag and they don't have enough gems to that other person. You can also use the buy and sell feature inside the app. If you have extra gems to buy and to sell, you can tap on sell and advertise those. If you want to buy gems, you can buy in the app as well. But all of these processes will require KYC after the 31st of May. So make sure you get that done. You can use a QR code to transfer to the merchants. Merchants have a blue QR code. You can also transfer to a merchant's username and redeem gems in that way. Now, some of you are asking, I'm a merchant, I'm a business. How do I benefit from Myaladdizz? Normally, if someone comes to a merchant, maybe they want to get a $100 mobile Android phone. They pass $100 to the merchant, and the merchant gives them the mobile phone. But with Myaladdizz, you can do something different. Just imagine, you can go to all your customers and say, how would you like to have an 80% rebate? Of course, every customer is going to say yes. Okay, if you want an 80% rebate, join Myaladdizz, help them to sign up for a Myaladdizz program, and then buy gems from me. So the merchant sells them 100 gems. So instead of giving the merchant cash for that mobile phone, they give the merchant cash for gems. When they use gems with the merchant, excuse me, when they use gem with the merchant, they will get an 80% rebate in reward points. And the merchant's going to get 80% in gems and 20% in points. Now, some of you are thinking, wait a second, I lose 20%. No, you don't lose 20%. 20% you have to wait. Every day you tap the lamp and some of those points will convert back to gems. So over time, you will get those points returned to you as gems. You just have to go tap the lamp every day. So what does the merchant get? The customer gets an 80% rebate in reward points, but the merchant also gets something. Number one, they get $100 because they sold $100 worth of gems. They get 80% gems. 80% gems. Sorry about that. They get 80% gems and 20% points. Gems they can actually sell to another customer. The 20%, every day they tap the lamp and convert some of those back to gems. And then they get something else that's even more special, because they signed up somebody new to Myaladdizz. Every time that person uses Myaladdizz, the merchant earns 0.4% in gems. In other words, when your merchant signs up a new person to Myaladdizz, they not only earn when that person does business with the merchant, they also earn every time that person does business with anyone else in Myaladdizz. So they earn twice. They earn immediately, and they keep earning again and again every time that new customer uses Myaladdizz. So they have a new way of earning now that's even more exciting. Some of you are also thinking, I told you that you're earning whenever you invite a friend. So how does that work? It's what we call referral. Whenever you bring a new person to join Myaladdizz, you can earn 5% of whatever they top up in points. So they top up 1,000 gems, you would get 50 points. Then every time they use gems, you get 0.4% of the number of gems they use in gems. That means you earn twice. If you invite a new person to Myaladdizz, you get a 5% every time they top up, and you get 0.4% in gems every time they use their gems with Myaladdizz. But there's one qualification. You have at least 1,000 points in your account, and you must have at least one person on your first level who also has 1,000 points. So you have to have 1,000, and you must have one person on your first level to have 1,000. And then you can earn when you bring someone new into the program. Now you can also earn program. This is why our merchants are growing so fast. If you have a favorite coffee shop, a favorite person to cut your hair, and you sign them up to Myaladdizz, every time you go to that shop, that custom, you get 80% rebate. But you get even more because every time that merchant that you got to join Myaladdizz does business with Myaladdizz, you earn 5% in points. In other words, if you invite a new merchant into the program, every time that merchant does business using Myaladdizz, you earn. So you have another way to earn as well. Again, there's one qualification. You have to have at least 1,000 points in order to earn. At any time, if you drop below 1,000 points, you no longer earn on referral. So you want to maintain a minimum balance of 1,000 points. How do you get 1,000 points? Remember I talked to you about how to convert gems to points? We suggest that you top up a minimum of 300 gems. It can be more if you like. Top up a minimum of 300 gems. Compound your gems to points. Remember the first time the multiplier is 5. So 300 gems times 5, that means you have 1,500 points. But some of you are going, wait a second. You told me I only need 1,000. You asked me to get 1,005. Because every day you tap the lamp. Every day you tap the lamp, some of your points get converted over to gems. And so if you only have 1,000, that means the first day when you tap your lamp, you drop below 1,000. You don't want that to happen. So we recommend at least 300 gems. Convert your gems to points, and then you'll have 1,500 points. That means you can tap many days and don't have to worry about it. Remember, you also need to refer one person with a minimum of 1,000 points as well. And so top up a minimum of 300 gems, compound them, and get one person to join the program who also has at least 1,000 points. Here's a quick summary of what we talked about so far. Myaladdizz is a consumer rewards program. In other words, every time consumers use Myaladdizz, they get an 80% rebate reward point. Merchants love Myaladdizz. We have more than 3,000 merchants in Vietnam, and we're adding 50 to 100 every single day. Why do they love the program? Because they get more customers, they get more sales, they spend more money, and the customers come back more often. Of course, the customers also love Myaladdizz because they save more and they also receive more. All you need to do to join Myaladdizz is download the app, You can download it from Apple Store or from Google Play, and then you need to top up. Like I said, you can top up from another user, or you can top up from the app as well. If you're in Vietnam, you cannot top up from the app because we're sold out, but you can top up from Dr. Wong and Ginny. When you top up, you will receive gems. One gem is the value of $1. You can redeem those gems with a merchant, and you get an 80% rebate in points. And remember, every day you tap the lamp, and some of your points convert over to gems. It's kind of like sand dropping through an hourglass. A little bit every day. 0.2% of your points each day will convert back to gems. If you want to, you can also take your gems and multiply them. Convert gems to points. The first time you multiply them, the multiplier is 5. You can do that 6 times during the first year. If you have at least a minimum of 1,000 points and one person on your first level at 1,000 points, then every time someone joins Myaladdizz as your referrer, you earn 5% in points when they top up, and you earn 0.4% in gems when they use their gems. So it's very easy. Just join us, download the app, and top up today. If you would like to learn more about Myaladdizz and how it works, you can actually go into the app. You tap on the Myaladdizz at the bottom right of the screen, and then you can tap on the Resources Center. In the Resources Center, we have videos explain how Myaladdizz works, and we just added something new today. The whole presentation that you just heard today from me is now also available inside the Myaladdizz app. So you can take this and show this presentation to your friend at any time. You can around the world, and they can find out how Myaladdizz works. You go into the resource library, tap on Myaladdizz, tap on the resource center, and then you can actually share this with your friends. It's divided into 5 short videos so that they can listen to it one part at a time. And you can introduce your friends all around the world into Myaladdizz. We're also putting it on YouTube. Once we have the links on YouTube, we will let you know. And then you can share Myaladdizz with the whole world anytime you want by just sending them to the YouTube video. So that's something new that's also very exciting. 2020 has been a difficult year for many, but for some people, you can embrace change or you can become obsolete. You can move forward or get left behind. You can focus on the difficulties and the crisis, or you can seize the opportunities. Many people in Myaladdizz are doing better business than they've ever done before because they saw the opportunity that represented by Myaladdizz. This year could actually be your most successful yet because Myaladdizz is the right product for this exact time, for this exact situation. It helps people to earn more, to save more, and to do business from their own homes. So it's an incredible opportunity if you're a merchant to put your business online. It's an incredible opportunity for consumers to save and also to earn. There's a promotion offer to download the Myaladdizz app. You can get 5 points free. You can download it from the App Store or Google Play. You can search for Myaladdizz to download the app. Like I said, once you download it, you can tap on Myaladdizz and tap on the Resource Center, and you can see this whole presentation all there recorded for you. So your first steps is to download the app and register. Second step is to join our Telegram group so that you can find out how you can participate more effectively in Myaladdizz. You can also ask questions there. Top up gems, like I said, at least 300, and then compound your gems to points. Make sure you do your KYC because KYC is going to be required starting from the end of May. And then tap the lamp every every single day so you get some of those gems. And go look for other customers and other merchants and get them to do exactly the same thing. They join the program, to top up, and to convert their gems to points. Like I said, if you're part of this presentation, we would like to invite you to come to our Success Resources Virtual Success Summit. It's absolutely free. You go to bit.ly/MAOPPDSS and you can join for free. It will be done starting right after this presentation. So you can hear Anthony Robbins at no cost to you. That's one of your benefits for Myaladdizz. Many other speakers and sources will be available in the future, but this is something as a bonus to you for all of our listeners. It's in English only, but we would love for you to join us. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation. We'll take some time now to answer any questions that you might have. So if you have any questions, I know some of you have already typed some questions in the chat box. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat box and I'll try to answer some of those questions for you. I'm not going to answer the technical questions because for technical questions, please contact our customer service because those are confidential